Welcome back to The Issue Is. For a while, Michael Cohen tried to fight the law, but this week, the law won. Cohen sentenced to 3 years for campaign finance violations and lying to Congress. Cohen talking about it all in an interview with ABC News' George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America.
First of all, nothing at the Trump Organization was ever done unless it was run through Mr. Trump. He directed me to make the payments. He directed me to become involved in these matters.
So let's talk all about that with our panel, Melissa Rivers, Tim Conway Jr., Sara Azari. This is your wheelhouse.
Right.
What do you make of the legality of this and also the politics of this?
Okay, let's talk about the legalities. Okay, so he has pled. The judge has accepted his plea. He's been sentenced to 3 years in prison. And although he might be able to reduce the sentence under Rule 35, that's what he's facing right now. And the issue here is that in his plea agreement, there's almost a very explicit reference to individual one who's identified as Donald Trump, as having directed him to pay the hush monies, which are campaign finance violations. And Donald Trump's tweets, as expected, are that this is all BS, that he's lying, he's trying to get a better prison sentence. It's not going to fly because guess what? He's not the first rat, as you put him.
Exactly.
He's not the first rat, and he's not going to be the last rat in the federal justice system. Prosecutors go with corroborating evidence. They're not just relying on what Michael Cohen has given them in terms of his words. So even if Michael Cohen lied to them about certain things and he's mad at him and they're throwing him under the bus with the 3 years, they have corroboration. For example, they have the AMI meeting that occurred with David Pecker and Michael Cohen. Donald Trump was at that meeting. And prosecutors, although they have to prove that Donald Trump knew that these monies were illegal, not that they should be paid, but that they were also illegal. That's also, there's evidence of that because in 2012, Donald Trump tweeted that he was aware of what the law is with respect to Edwards.
Right, and AMI, for people that may not know, is the company that owns the National Enquirer.
Exactly.
This is the guy that owned it, who was friends with Donald Trump.
And that was
maybe
the payment to
paid
Karen McDougal.
And also potentially some of these stories with Ted Cruz or other things that happened during the campaign.
So there's a lot of corroboration for Michael Cohen's, the factual background that's in his plea agreement.
But Tim, you still think that Cohen's wrong for talking?
Mafia, and he came out like this, he'd be dead by the time the sun sets.
It's not the mafia, it's the president of the United States.
That's why he's doing it, because it's safe.
What has become clear these past couple of weeks with these plea agreements and some of the sentencing memos is that the president has surrounded himself with people that lie for him. No, they lie for him. And
That's
then
what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
No, and then when they tell the truth, because the law comes down on them, then suddenly they're weak and they're rats and they're this and that. And you know what? That is, the president should not be lying.
You have to decide what is more important, your family, your wife, your daughter, or protecting someone who is not going to have your back.
No.
Right.
No,
Right.
Look, this guy made a lot of money off Donald Trump.
Is about the me, not about the we. He's that way.
He's out there saying, oh, Paul Manafort, I'm going to pardon him. Never said a word about Michael Cohen.
He wasn't even on the pardon list. I mean,